Oh my God. Hi. Welcome. We are actually doing this. I've been threatening to start a podcast for months. Dare I say a few years, actually. And if you're listening to this episode, you're probably someone who's outgrown the version of yourself you've been living as. But first, let me officially welcome you. You are listening to the Christina Abdullah podcast, where we talk about the real stuff, who you're becoming, why you think the way you think, why you keep being pulled back from your full potential, and everything no one told us growing up. So every Sunday, we're gonna be having a little coffee chat together, or matcha or coconut water if you're in Bali like me. This is what I'm drinking right now. And actually set the tone for the week. And today, I just wanted today to feel like a conversation between friends. Honest, unfiltered, as always, expect nothing less in each episode, and all the things I wish someone told me years ago. So, before we get into all the deeper episodes, allow me some story time for a second, because I feel like you need to know where all of this is coming from. I've lived multiple versions of myself. So there is the Malta era, the UK and London era, the Dubai era, the Bali era, which is my current one. And the reason I group the eras in countries I've lived is because each one shaped me and how I see identity today. So first is the Malta era, which is honestly, what the fuck was I even doing era. I was the typical rebellious young adult where one day after a near-death experience, I decided to pack my bags and move to the UK with no job and just my credit card. And then there is UK and London, which ended up being half and half for me. Before before I moved to London, I had shrunk myself. But we won't go into that because that's a whole episode in itself. But London was my confidence and drive era. So that's the version of me that just went for things and made them happen. Of course, I build up to this, but it's where I left my safe 9 to 5 to start my own business. Then came the Dubai era, and Dubai was the opposite for me. It highlighted everything that was quote unquote wrong with my mindset. I was forcing everything. I was burnt out and I was just so low all the time. And then came Bali. And oh my God, Bali was just what I needed. It was healing, it was recalibrating, and it helped me learn to trust myself once again. Because throughout the years, I had lost that. If you followed me from my fitness coaching days, you know I spent years helping people transform their bodies. But what I started realizing was the thing that actually changed my clients, it wasn't their workouts or their nutrition. Yes, that changed the appearance, the physical side of things. But what really changed them was their identity. And honestly, I reached a point where discipline stopped working for me. Routines, which I thrived on, they stopped working. Hustling stopped working. And all this is because I had outgrown the identity that I built my old life from. A few months ago, I closed down my fitness coaching business and I almost rushed into building my second business because that's what we do, right? Like we feel that we need to be doing something all the time. God forbid we take a break. But it didn't feel right. Like something in me, like, when you get that block. And I remember thinking, if I'm going to build something again, it has to be from this identity, not the one that I've outgrown, but I had more that I needed to release from my old identity. I've been doing inner work for almost 6 years now, and I always think if I had someone saying certain things earlier to me, the things that I will share on this podcast, I honestly, I can't imagine where I'd be today. And that's genuinely why I'm here. My mantra has always been, if one person feels how I feel now, that's enough. If I can just touch one person. This next chapter of my life is about building from identity, not pressure. It's about slowing down enough to hear myself clearly and making decisions from intuition and letting my life expand in ways that actually feel aligned. And honestly, this podcast is happening now because it finally feels aligned. I'm in a completely new identity era, one that is slower, it's more intuitive, and way, way less about forcing things to happen. And I didn't want to wait for the perfect equipment or the perfect moment or even the perfect version of me. As long as it felt aligned, I just wanted to start exactly as I am and let this be something we grow into together. I want this podcast to evolve with us. So, what can you expect here? We're going to be having conversations about identity, self trust, and becoming the person you know you're meant to be without the pressure, without the hustle energy, and most of all, without pretending to have everything figured out. We're going to be talking about emotional intelligence, patterns, why we do things the way we do, and how to actually shift who you're being in a grounded human way. Okay, I'm going to leave it here for the first episode. Thank you for being here with me. We are just getting started, and next week we will dig deeper. See you next Sunday.